The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2024 summer edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my good friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk to the business owners, CFOs, CEOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business and why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You're going to hear all about their successes, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, and you can see us on YouTube along with all the legacy shows that are there as well. Those segments of people.
That's another word for old.
Yes, the older show.
It's older.
And where Steve, and it's odd because the older the show, the younger you look. How's that for a metaphysical paradox?
I could say something there. Yeah. The older shows you were carrying more weight.
Well, you look
better. Wait a minute, that's not fair. You're looking better, and I'm not. I don't know exactly what that is.
I've gained another 20 pounds. It's crazy. You go off just a little bit.
You did not
from the diet. Yeah, I feel it. I don't know if I look it, but yeah. No,
but you've been lifting, so you could put a piano over your head. And
last couple weeks though, got busy with things, and I haven't been to the gym, and then it's so easy to fall off. Woof.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Well, I really admire people who stay consistent.
You admire people?
Yeah, well, I do, yes. Well, everybody's better than me. It's very easy to admire people when everybody's better than you.
Oh, my gosh. So there's the statement my mom used to say years and years ago, on and on, when the fair ends, summer's over. Just people think they're going to do more, and they think that it's over. You know what?
Yeah,
the old woman's right. It is. You start to put the things away.
Yeah,
it might as well be snowing.
I disliked that the most when I was a boater. And for years we boated, and it was after Labor Day. Everybody just put the boat away. It's summer. It's
correct.
Like, why does it have to be? Because there's a lot of great boating and fun and stuff you can have all the way up into October.
Yeah, no, I
don't know why we shut down up here. I don't know why.
We do.
Well, we're not going to shut down today. We're going to muscle through and have a great show. Jennifer Covert will be up first. She's the executive director of Meals on Wheels of Eastern Onondaga County. Jerome Snyder stops by. He's going to talk pests and bugs and how to get rid of them and manage them. He'll be next. And then Ruth Ann Raposa is now the executive director of Syracuse, or Syrcare. It's like circle, only care.
If you say so.
Instead of a cool. Okay, Samantha Hussein is coming by too. She's the owner of Purple Dubai, and Randy Wolkin is the president and CEO of Macney Manufacturers Alliance of New York. Mike Johnson, owner of Pro Snow and developer and installer of My Patio, will be by. Yeah, right. He's going to bring a 12-year-old boy with him, and that boy's name is Zachary Heck, who owns Grass and Granite Landscape and's got an interesting story and somehow connected with Mike. So we're going to talk to him. And then John Kupperman, owner of Smith Restaurant Supply, and Scott McClurg is the founder and co-owner of McClurg Remodeling. All on the Local Show today, but we start with Jennifer Covert. How are you, Jennifer?
I am great. I don't think I've ever been first, ever.
No, well, you're always first in our mind.
Oh, I knew you were going to say something funny like that.
I was going to go the other way. That's okay. We usually like to lead off with a real strong guess, but we couldn't get one, so we got her. But I didn't do that.
Sloppy seconds.
Fair.
That's me.
Now, Jennifer, you've been in this type of a role for a while.
About 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Nonprofit, I guess I was going to say, in the nonprofit world.
Been more.
Yeah, even more.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your past and how you got to this position.
Well, I started off in the Arkansas area when I moved there for a couple of years, and I'm not going to even get started with that because we could talk all day. But it's a place, let me tell you. But when I was there, I wasn't working, so I was trying to find something to do, and I had a passion for another organization, and I got involved, and I quickly became, the executive director there, and it started my path.
Of Arkansas?
Yes, of the whole state.
Okay.
It was actually the Autism Association.
Okay.
And,
Is it in the Panhandle?
No, it was Northeast Arkansas. There wasn't a lot to do there, but
Do they have tornadoes in Arkansas?
they do.
Oh,
They
crap.
certainly do. They also have brown recluse spiders. So
Oh,
I'm just
my
going to leave
gosh.
that with you, and as the reason as to why I moved back.
Yeah,
to
no
New York.
kidding. Yeah, that's like Australia.
So you moved back to the frozen New York.
Okay.
Yes, I have a appreciation for New York now. Trust me.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's where I started with a nonprofit, and I loved it. So I stayed with it. When I came back, I couldn't find anything in that same realm, but I saw an ad for Meals on Wheels, and I was like, I can advocate for older people, and I like older people better than kids sometimes, so we can do this.
Right.
And that was about 8 years ago, and I'm still doing it, and I'm still loving it. I can't imagine doing anything else.
Is every day like an episode of The Golden Girls with you, or what?
Not necessarily. It's really interesting to be around older people because they're so interesting. They
Yeah.
always have a story. They always have something to talk about. And then I always have something to talk about when I go home. So I love it.
That's why I like hanging with Steve.
Right.
I was waiting
You must
for
have
that.
tons of stories over here.
So Eastern Meals on Wheels of Eastern Onondaga County. What territory is that?
I knew
What's
you
your
were going to
space?
ask me that today.
Yes.
Well, it's Eastern Onondaga County. Let's leave it at that. No. So it's East Syracuse and Manlius and Fayetteville, Minoa, Fabius, but we even go out to Lafayette and Pompey, Tully. So we're kind of in the rural
all the
areas
hoity-toity
too.
sections.
Yeah.
So you don't cross the Madison County line?
No, stay right in Onondaga County.
Can't do that. Okay.
Well, we're not allowed. But if we were bigger, we definitely would want to serve more people because there are people in other counties that don't have Meals on Wheels agencies in their area. So we would love to do that someday. That's a good goal.
In case someone's been living in a cave, tell people what Meals on Wheels actually does.
So we deliver very nutritious and delicious meals to homebound folks in our county. So these are people who aren't able to get out, aren't able to make their own food. And we not only deliver the food, but we also deliver a wellness check. So we're checking up on your relatives. We're making sure they're okay. We're a friendly face every day when we go there. So it's even more than food, delivering food. It's a lot more than that.
Do you have to have special training to be able to check up on people, or is it just a natural common sense and logic check-in?
You don't really need special training. I mean, we do an orientation, but our volunteers, we do a background check to make sure that, they're safe to go in the homes of seniors, but they just need to be friendly and, be able to drive to their house and deliver the food. And there's a lot of great people out there that come out and do that. So we're lucky.
Who is eligible for Meals on Wheels?
Well, anyone's eligible. I mean, if Steve tomorrow said, I'm done cooking and my wife's done cooking, so can somebody send me some meals?
Yeah.
We could do that. He'd have to pay for it, but that's okay because it's very inexpensive. But if you want to qualify for a county program where you get other services, you have to be 60 or older and not be able to make your own food and not have anybody else who can make your own food.
Or if you just don't like making your own food.
Then you order Meals on Wheels. We'll come to your house with a friendly face and give you food.
But really, in like your situation with his wife who's had back surgery and everything, she's incapable of doing that stuff.
Yep.
You're Steve. So, I mean, you might be able to take advantage of something like that, at least in the short term,
Yeah,
right?
you can do it temporary. I mean, it really, there's not a whole lot of rules. I mean, it's $10 a day for 2 meals,
Oh,
and
golly,
they're
yeah.
made that day fresh, and you can't go to the store and get that. So
Right.
Is
if you-
amazing. So people can get involved. 463-5446. Is that a correct phone number?
I think it's 637.
What did I just say?
I think you said 463. I'm not sure where that came from.
637.
I did. It's right here on the sheet. This is why Tom doesn't let me read numbers. So if you call that other number, apologize and
Yes,
tell them,
so
ask
sorry.
them to donate. 637
Got it.
5446. That was a
Yes.
quiz,
All
just to
right.
make sure you know.
Big pasta dinner fundraiser coming up September 12th.
Yes.
Okay?
So excited about that.
Right. $10. It's a fundraiser, and that'll be happening over at the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church.
Yes,
so
we're
they
right
can see
in
that
there.
on your
Okay.
website, right?
And the website is?
Yes, it is moweoc.com.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Next up, we're going to talk with Jerome Snyder. He's the owner of Pestmaster Services right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.